My name's Kevin, and we're at Schoolypalooza 2022, and this is a tour of my bus. Okay, so the kitchen here, we've got the lower cabinets. I bought these from Home Depot. They were just plain wood cabinets. I painted them all white, put the handles on, I drilled them and everything. So the countertop was also a Home Depot special. It was just a 6-foot piece of butcher block, and I stained and tongue oiled and cut the hole out for the sink, and just mounted it to the bottoms, which are mounted to the side with unistrut. The drawers, I did have issues with them coming open, and I bought these metal magnetic catch deals that actually require a little bit of force to open. There was a few times driving around that, you know, I had stuff in the drawers and I'd take a little bit of too hard of a left-hand corner, blam, the drawers would come open, everything would come falling out all over the ground. Actually, one time the whole drawer came out and hit the ground, but ever since I put those on, no issues. So the main reason I didn't go with a built-in stove and I did the portable one here is sometimes, you know, I don't want to cook inside, so it would be a lot easier to just take that, go outside, and I could use it in here. Because I mean, most built-in countertop or countertop style stoves also use propane, so why not just set it on top? It's really not that big of an issue, and you could use it inside and outside. So on the sink, I actually, just before I bought the bus and planned on building it, I had a van before that and whatnot, but I went RV shopping with my mom, and all the RVs that I saw and trailers and campers and everything, they all had little tiny itty bitty sinks, and that was one thing that I wanted. And also in my van that I had a little itty bitty tiny, it was like a bar sink. And so that was the one thing that I wanted to have, a big giant sink, so that, you know, if the neighbors had a baby they wanted to wash, you know, they could put the baby in the sink. You could fit a full-size pan in there. I don't know. I mean, it's a giant sink. You don't usually see them that big. And I was on Amazon one day and shopping for sinks, and I saw this cool square one, and I figured, you know, let's do it. It came with the faucet here, and I don't know, I'm not against the faucet, but I could also change that out later if I wanted to. But it came all as one, so that's all in one package deal thing, so that's why it is the way it is. So basically what I did in here with the whole build is along the bottom they have, it's called unistrut basically. That's the brand name, I guess you would call it. It's a channel strut type material, and built into the bus, that's what they use to anchor the seats to the walls along the floor. So I figured I'll use that to mount everything to. And then I pulled the seatbelt bolts out for the top of the seat belts above the windows, and then I bolted another horizontal all the way the whole length of the bus, and then I could put my verticals wherever I needed them. And then on top of that, I basically mounted the this is 5mm underlayment, just little thin cheap plywood, 4x8 sheets. Cut them to size and made other little pieces and mounted them to the unistrut, and then screwed those to that, and we're here. The only reason that I went with the unistrut framing when I built the bus is when I built it, the price of wood was ridiculous, as we all remember. So the unistrut framing itself was marginally more expensive than the wood, and in my personal opinion is going to last longer. So on the upper cabinet here, basically what I did, this is also another Home Depot special, bought, painted, put the hardware on and whatnot. And the way I mounted it is I got 90-degree angle brackets that mount to the vertical unistruts, and they come out, and this is basically a piece of unistrut that goes all the way around. and I set it on top of there, ran bolts up into it, and now I've got a cabinet up here. It ain't going nowhere. Basically what got me into the whole mobile camping, mobile living lifestyle was I went camping with a friend who had an RV, and I was sleeping in a tent, and we were out in the desert, very similar to like how we are now, and it got really windy one night, and basically I woke up in a bag in the morning. It broke the poles of my tent, and it was a mess. So after that, I basically got the idea of, hey, let's get a van, and then I could just put an air mattress in the back of that, and you know, I'll be good to go. And I started looking around on Facebook and whatnot, and I saw the van life community, and I was like, oh, hold on a second here. And I built up a van that ended up being really, really nice, and sold it for a bunch of money, and I turned around and bought this thing, and built this up pretty nice, I think. And the whole budget of the bus, I guess you could say, I didn't really have anything in mind when I started out, but I found the bus for what I think is I thought it was a steal, honestly. I got it for $3,500. Had a little bit of a starting issue when I got it, and had I had to take it to a shop to have that repaired, it would have been thousands of dollars, because it was probably in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 hours of labor. And with current prices, and it's a diesel engine, so they're going to charge you way more for it. Aside from that, total, with including the purchase, the repairs, everything inside here, the Honda 3,000 watt generator out back, I'm right about $10,000. The upper storage here also is, it's built the exact same way that I did the upper cabinets on the other side of the bus. It's got the angle brackets also mounted to the verticals on the unistrut, and basically they just stick out. I've got the unistrut coming along the front here, and a piece of plywood bolted to the top, and a little piece of added unistrut here secured to the ceiling for support. So down here on the couch we've got the doggo. This is my traveling buddy here. She somebody dumped her by my house about 3.5 or so years ago, and she adopted me, and best dog I've ever had. But aside from that, the couch here, that was in the bus when I bought it. The guy I bought it from, he was planning on doing a similar type deal, building it into a camper or some kind of recreational vehicle. And he left the couch and the matching driver's seat that goes with it and 2 other seats in the bus, and I got them for free. It's actually an old RV seat. It's got built-in seat belts. The bottom here folds up. There's storage underneath. I would show you, but then I would have to make the dog move. But yeah, it's actually pretty comfortable. Yeah, it folds down flat. It doesn't fold out into a full bed, but the width of this plus this, it folds flat, and then you can kind of sort of, I mean, I'm 6'1", I have to lay diagonally on it, but you know, if you were a little tiny person, I guess you could sleep on it. The other thing that's nice about the couch is it's a nice place to sit and watch my big giant TV that's a little ridiculously large for this small of a bus. But all in all, pretty comfortable. So moving back further from the kitchen, the front area of the bus, I guess you would call it, we've got the closet here on this side, and I've just got a sheet kind of magneted up here, but I've got all my blankets and jackets and whatnot up here, rags, socks and underwear, pants, shorts, shirts hanging over here. Some somewhat usable clothes still, not too dirty yet, sitting on top of the ice chest, which eventually I'm going to upgrade to some kind of refrigerator. The size of the closet is, I haven't had any issues with it yet. It's pretty decent. I could actually maximize my space a little bit better because I just went to Walmart and got a little hanging closet organizer thing and kind of threw it up here, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have more than enough storage in here. I don't foresee needing any other room. I mean, I guess if I were to move a girl in, I could I could possibly need some more closet room, but you know, or I would just lose quite a bit of mine. So over here we've got the shower area, room, I guess you could call it. Very opposite of the closet. The entryway to the shower is narrow. It's about 14 inches wide, so you know, you gotta think skinny when you go in there. And the shower pan in there, I bought that on Amazon. It's 32 by 24 inches if I recall correctly. The walls are FRP paneling from Home Depot again. The faucet and hose for the shower are Amazon specials also. Other than that, I have a fan that is currently in the kitchen window that I can put in the bathroom window when I need to. And it works great as an exhaust fan. I didn't have to cut any holes in the ceiling for vents or anything like that, so that worked really good. The main reason I did just a shower and no toilet is because, in my personal opinion, I don't want to have to deal with black water. That's just, you know, kind of disgusting. I don't know, some people are into that kind of stuff, but not me. But the main reason, like a lot of people I've seen, they do the outdoor showers and all that kind of stuff, and I've been a lot of places where, you know, it's kind of cold outside, and having an indoor shower makes it really nice. I haven't really considered doing like a composting toilet or anything like that. Currently I'm running one of these little fold-up bad boys from Walmart. You just throw a bag underneath it. Comes with its own little bags, and you can throw the bag underneath it and do what you need to do, and it's got a double zipper. You can't see through it. You don't have to deal with anything. You just double bag it and you're done. Throw it away, and you don't have anything, no other mess to deal with, just a plastic bag. When I built my van that I had before this, my current living situation, I don't pay any rent. I'm living at a friend's house basically, and I've been there for 3 or 4 years or so now. And basically the van was a way for me to travel on the weekends and whatnot, and it was also a rainy day backup plan, just in case, you know, because I haven't paid rent since 2014 and I don't plan to anytime soon. So yeah, basically once I don't have anywhere to stay for free anymore, this is home. And if I end up, say, selling this and getting a bigger bus and building that, then that would be home. But I really don't plan on paying rent or buying a house at any point in the near future of my life. All right, so we're back here in the bedroom area, I guess you could call it, back behind the shower and the closet. The main reason I left the AC in is because it does still work, and it works very, very well. And in California in the summertime, which California is where I'm from, in the summertime it gets kind of warm and you need air conditioning, so I figured I'll leave this one here and then I have a little bit of room underneath it between it and the window to put a mini split in, which I plan to do later. So the bed here, in my van that I had before the bus, I had just a regular twin size mattress from Walmart with a twin size mattress frame, also from Walmart. In here I wanted something a little bit longer because I'm 6'1", and my feet would hang off the end of the twin size bed. So in here I went with a traditional queen size length, but I had to cut it down 10 inches. So it's 10 inches narrower than a regular queen size. Underneath the bed, I left about a little over 2 feet of storage height so that I could use for storage. I also have my water tank under there. It's a 46-gallon fresh water tank. Part of the electrical system is down there. That's where the rest of the electrical system is going to go once I get it all installed. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of a gap over here between this wall and the bed. I moved the original heater from the back wall over to here so that, you know, I could have heat inside the bedroom area, I guess you could call it. Got a little countertop thing here that matches the countertop in the kitchen. The upper cabinet here, which is also a Home Depot special, painted and whatnot, hardware installed, mounted the exact same way as the cabinet in the kitchen and the way the shelf is built in the living room area. So over here on this wall of the bedroom, we've got the water heater mounted here, as you can see. It's an Excel ventless, tankless, instant hot water heater, I guess you could say. I'm pretty happy with it so far. The only thing I don't like is it takes a minute for the water to heat up. Like, obviously, if you had a constantly circulating water system, then it's going to be hot right now. But with this one, you turn it on and it's, I don't know, 30 or 40 seconds before it actually starts getting really hot. And that's a decent amount of water when you're out somewhere where you're not hooked up to a city water supply. So aside from that, I have no real issues with it. It works great for the shower. I do leave the door cracked open just a tiny little bit for venting and whatnot, since it is a vent-free. So basically, if you were planning on doing a similar type deal, buying a rig and building it out and doing the whole 9 yards, definitely do something that you're mechanically comfortable with. I wouldn't go outside your comfortability range, I guess you could say. Other than that, I mean, I guess you could. There was a few things that I didn't really know too much about, and I just YouTube. That's another big thing when you're building and doing stuff that you're not too sure about. Google and YouTube. I mean, you can find anything you need on there. But aside from that, just get out and do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my bless, and have a great Schoolie Palooza.